Hi everyone, my name is Lauren Paik, and this is my presentation on blended learning beyond just technology. There are many definitions of what blended learning is, but a broad definition is a combination or a blend of online and face-to-face instruction. It is important to mention that blended learning is not the same as technology integration. Blended learning requires specific and thoughtful planning. So for example, the Oregon Trail is not blended learning unless the material or concepts in the game are integrated or connected to what they're learning in the classroom. Another example is iClickers. While it is a great way to collect assessment data and engage students, it is not blended learning by itself. If the iClicker results are posted in an online discussion, then it is considered blended learning. So, blended learning has 4 core features. 1. Connections between online and offline work. 2. Collaborations between teachers and students. 3. Student control over time, place, pace, and path of learning. 4. Repurposed in-class time. I listed the many types of models for various levels of education, K-12, higher ed, even corporate training models. You can see that blended learning is not just a cookie-cutter model, but there are many ways to integrate it in the course. Blended learning in action. Spanaway Elementary School in Washington is a perfect example of blended learning gone right. Nikki Mesa, a teacher, reinforces the ideas and concepts that she's already taught in class by utilizing technology as a support or practice for her students. She incorporates a rotational model, which is small group based. One group is directly with her learning, the other is doing an independent hands-on project, and the final group is on the computers. The students then rotate groups, making sure that they get all types of teaching methods. Spanaway Elementary School were able to see the 4 main benefits of blended learning. 1. The ability to meet students' educational needs. 2. Improving student-to-student communication. 3. Reducing the average overall per student cost. And 4. Improving student learning outcomes and lowering attrition rates, which is the turnover or dropout rates. While blended learning and flipped classroom models seem very similar, they are actually quite distinct from each other. Blended learning does not eliminate any face-to-face teaching, while in the flipped classroom model, learning occurs specifically outside the classroom via technology such as online courses, educational videos, etc. Blended learning makes it that so you design educational methods that are complementary to each other, while in the flipped classroom model, there is more of a clear cut of division of time. My reaction. I approved of the blended learning. After listening to students on the YouTube videos, it seems as though they really enjoy this method. Through these quotes, you can see how they're able to stay fun engaged and learn at the same time. This quote also goes over how she notices the actual benefits that she gets out of blended learning. I always think that the flipped classroom models needed a balance of both instruction and technology. The extremes shouldn't be kept separate, but as an integration. Jen Johnson clearly mentions that it isn't about technology, but about instructional design. She mentions that if we get too caught up in the tools, aka technology, we'll miss the whole point. We can't forget about the teaching. Finally, this gives more teachers more control and input on how they structure the class. In the flipped classroom models, teachers can just record themselves and post a lecture and use that for the next years. But in blended learning, teachers must see how to incorporate different techniques into the concepts that they'll be teaching. They must understand their classroom and their students. It must have meaning, be thoughtful, and be deliberate. Thank you.